to suspend its operations in Kenya following what it calls lower demand for banknotes and the emergence of new disruptive technologies. The move will see about 300 employees let go by March this year. Esther Ndombi reports.
UK-listed printing firm De La Rue has suspended its printing operations in Kenya over reduced demand for physical currency. This even as the firm is now faced with a hefty tax demand from Kenya Revenue Authority.
De La Rue as a company has been facing challenges. If you look at the year to date, their profit year to March has been about 436 million shillings. But if you look at the KRA tax claim on them, is about 1 billion shillings. So they would need to have almost 3 years of profitability to take care of that KRA tax claim, which is significant. Number two is the issue of money supply, which De La Rue performs on behalf of government. Providing currency, money supply, is probably the fourth most important aspect of government. So that in itself will be affected and is a concern.
The firm, which operates under a 60-40 joint venture with the government of Kenya, secured a new lifeline when it won a 13 billion shilling currency design and printing tender in 2018 after Kenya set out to introduce new banknotes. The operation would have been sufficient to sustain the firm as the government pushed to replace its old currency to comply with the new constitution. The emergence of new technologies coupled with a move to mainstream mobile money transactions as the preferential mode of payment during the COVID-19 pandemic would have dealt the company a big blow.
For people already using digital money, I think their life will continue to be the same, if not more in terms of convenience. There is a rise in digital money, but there is also strong demand for currency. So I don't think it's true to say that there is no demand for cash, for physical cash.
The firm, whose profits dipped from 473 million shillings to 336 million in 2022, is set to release the last lot of workers by March 2023. Central Bank of Kenya disclosures show that the currency production costs, which include ordering, printing, minting, freight, insurance and handling expenses, hit 2.39 billion in the financial year ended June 2022, compared with the 2.09 billion in the previous year.
One year without printing currency, that will have a major impact on those cash constituencies. It will try and force more people into the digital infrastructures. But we also have to remember as Kenyans that digital money was meant to complement physical cash. It's not meant to substitute.
De La Rue's suspension of operations in Kenya means it will now be left with 3 banknote sites, UK, Malta and Sri Lanka, down from 5 in 2020. This highlights the declining demand for banknotes globally as digital transactions gain traction.
I think it also puts into question maybe our tax policies, and our tax policies inhibiting companies from operating, or are they helping? Because tax policies need to encourage investors, not encourage divestment. The big concern for government is, why is this big British multinational that's everywhere in the world, why is it exiting Kenya? And I think that they need to look at that more seriously, because you don't want other companies to follow that trend.
The firm, which has been working in Kenya for over 25 years, remains positive on exploring business opportunities with a view to restarting production if the economic climate permits. For KTN News, I'm Ndombi, Esther Diana.
Right now, the draft privatization bill 2023